Right, guys, anyway, so, welcome back to another video on the wrestling and the review of the new this is your NXT Gold Rush and review with the more last night the first part of Gold Rush, so this is the first two. And I have to actually say, guys, I have to actually say, guys, I really enjoyed the show, so we kick things off with if the mixed tag team match, Ethan Page and Chelsea Green defend against Joe O'Hendry and yeah, Hale, you've got Alba Fire with Foul, Hanks, Chelsea Green and Ethan Page out at ringside. So she gets involved in a couple of instances. This was a fun, chaotic match. The only criticism I'd have probably is yeah, had Chelsea in the row for quite a long time, but Chelsea was still able to was still able to hook in and pretty harmony with to get the victory, because obviously you need your two arms for that move to execute it. But other than that, guys, it was a fun, chaotic match. You had a couple of ringside roles, um, yes. Your heel hit a trust ball onto Ethan Page and Alba firing outside. But yeah, Ethan Page and Chelsea Green retained their triple A X tag championships. Here they've just put the belts on them and triple A, so yeah, that was to be expected, but yeah, I really sort of I really sort of on match extra see um next to see the reaction of the mixed tag team match. You see all um you see all of Ice saying to Jordan Kennedy yeah, I will ship with me and Master Gower and defending the titles against Jones yeah, jo- Jordan and Wall have have a conversation about the TNA Knockouts champion Killer Annie Orton's attitude. Then Killer Annie runs down both of them, saying, didn't I beat the two of you already, and I'm gonna beat Jordan, I'm gonna beat Jordan once again next to week on night uh, a good sort of confrontation with Kill Annie Jordan and Jordan Gray is here to finish off this segment, and it hypes up next week's second um second episode of the Golden card, and I think that's a take offering as that will so be for MSG. So yeah, I can't imagine it'd be too live NXT episodes from MSG. Basically due to urine schedules at WWE have committed. So yeah, and it was a way for TKO to get more money in the New York house because Monday Night Raw was an MSG as well. So yeah. Yeah, so there's that to consider. Then when we get to our second match of the evening, you have, well, eight, you have, well, eight in a row coming out for us, the NXT North American champion. I, I do have a certain nitpick or the champions coming out um coming out us because traditional the champions come out second, but um in any case, it's just a minor pick, but the and you see and then you see the and Aria having a conversation before they head out for Soul's challenge on the Rose North American Championship. This is the rematch of his own on the match that on the match so had still uh, uh, have because Zari is the substitute for also how in Havoc, but Aria repeated the one he asked if Soul's ready for the match, and so all said, yeah, I've already told you I'm ready. I'm the only one that can take the title from uh, in Northern. Oh, and yeah, so they come out, and obviously, so Olsen, he is still tied up in the her Yes, and obviously that becomes a factor. The first part of the match, Solo gets a good offer and etc. But the middle point of the match sees obviously in the row attack the injured and he absolutely and and it factors into the initiative actions in their assets, but on a character usher that also affects the knee and there's a area finds a towel finds a towel at ringside. She or was in the towel as she sees her partner is injured. She can't get to the ropes because she's been injured and a wound if around the ropes and then um and then the referee calls for the bell. You see, well, and or having the evil sort of smile on her face, but then you see the dissension of here again between Zari and Soul. You see what is on in the night, the further action between the two tag partners, and obviously that will lead to Zari losing to Foul in Henry. As I think so, on heel on Zaria, and Echelon, if or it would be the other, it would be the other side of the coin here, but I think due to the sort of and happening, and I think it'll be all that'll be turning and on the area here. You get a almost Evian Heights is up in the and Teresa are z- I are asked him about his 2020 about his 2025 and about how it feels to be a part of NXT older MSG. Obviously, it's not the greatest of her was is her is up his own lines here, but the and is as if John Cena action needs to be a part of the ions of either a challenge I'm gonna walk out as an ends Iron Survivor and an official Josh or attacks um attacks him and then and then you see and then you see throughout the night that this happens you see throughout the night this still continues Josh her eventual he chokes so um hates yeah Leah he oh facility able in the backstage area and that will continue that feed um So yeah, and also I forgot to mention John Cena as picking the two, as picking the two Iron Survivor challenge matches for both the men and the women competitors. I'll probably hear from Cena next week. In fact, that is the case, as Eva said, that just after the NXT North American Men's title match that we just spoke about between Soluk and uh, Aiton and the Oh, but yeah, so then you get, oh, then we get to a face to face between NXT champion Ricky Saints and Oberfe, eh, or uh, His aunts said, "Oh boy, you're dressed the same as what you were earlier, and I'd book you for the state. Oh, the championship as I've been for you. I know you've driven the button on and over um is over a kind of um, I from if a summer or is on, but he says since that he's still that he's still the same like he sent him over um he had to go back to Nigeria and find the unstoppable over the unstoppable over family that can defeat the he is ants and he's happy that he's just the similar accent as him as well and he get defeated for the elm as that's the accent that he wants but as he views himself his victory as a foul. Look, and you have to actually say that if Obafemi actually loses, that could actually be his opportunity to be called up to the main roster for the Royal Rumble. And for the Royal Rumble, I do predict that Ricky Saints will eat him at NXT dead time. So Saints actually gives him the shot at dead time. And yeah, so already the cards for dead time as actually taking shape nice. And you've got the two Ions of Ivor Chow and Archie's, and now you've got this. You you get, yeah, you also get, you get, you also get Chira, you also get Chira. Oh, you get, that show, it, and out. and he actually he says the of he actually says to both Saints and that he's not unchasing after the NXT championship. He's got unfinished business with the both of um and anything he was on anything he was on he can hear and he has a he has a he has a huge ear and he says to track down or even and he says to say it's an over that he's going to be the Iron Survivor Series victor um but it and but he says it in such a sense that he knows that he's already been at um all that but seeing as not or actually seeing as not or actually the us is so actions so it's a very confusing sort of statement to actually make in the room. Oh, and in the back, um, obviously, but if are on in the show, you see, you see Eva going, you ever listen to me, I was I told you not to go near Chilton, or it's obvious that the issues are still stemming but in a immediate Chirac, so it's Chirac versus next to an obviously and obviously that continues that feed and you see you, you see it's time for the next tag match between and Ducks Giovanni Evans and Leon Swift and obviously um and obviously and you have communication shoes Giovanni Evans at the end of the match hits a 5 accident on hits a 5 accident on Swift or and then it's to the double team from dark and then they get the victory again a very competitive show and tag unfortunately though the Hawks State really and I don't think these guys have all that with the chemistry as a year. And that I think hard to is, but I or a hurries and music. So the state the train and it kind of looks as though we'll get the name match between in for the X of a Asian Championship um and for the for the X Asian Championship but in the Jaffa on Evans and Slade are so yeah that takes either of the obviously goes to a pretty a part of style or how who's the new who's the LFD season two and for the and he talks about his up he talks about his up he talks about his upbringing in his education etc. He spoke about how he was a professional football a professional football a professional football mm, yeah and he actually said the reason I became a professional football mm, yeah is the of violence and people. So yeah, so yeah, I interesting, an interesting sort of um, like talks about is the or an engineering etc. So yeah, the dance. So then we get uh, um into so then we get to Kendall or in Lansing here having a discussion about the here about as a child it say um or 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 and so he said as I've no idea I, I've no idea here Charles he is I haven't been able to get a hold of they have a chat um they have a chat about the NXT super us that I can ENA super us also then the Asian so then the Asian story is now on ENA Impact and obviously childhood saying Chinese starts on Lorenzo are part of the so um but then in actual, it says to Ken, oh, it's, oh, it's on your of of championship actual if a full in it on gold last night. And then we get to the in event Tatum Park. Tatum Park's home. Versus Tatum Park's home. Versus AC Jane for the NXT um in championship. Obviously for CJ AC giving pep talks if um in Henry and the following Henry in the following Henry in in the and Authenticator until until only come home of all the assigned championships. Um, yeah, because obviously the runner fatal influence and the two under fatal influence um um us have taken all matches you have found in the speed championship finals you have won in the it won for the um ends of all championship up against Kendall or up against Kendall or yeah and obviously um and obviously in in the and CJ ACG defeating Tatum Park Tatum Park by and obviously obviously the initial sees Jacy Jane uh, out accounted um to the outside after the after the all up you see you see fit one to the ones you see fit to and the so to achieve the championship they get taken out by two by as it by as it Sean's ears and hands kind of on my area and they don't allow to um, and they don't allow to acts into the door, and as he then gives her a axe to the side to the head, and then tosses him a, a can for the roll and on well, by, by Jane, and she gets the victory, and Jacy, Jane is now a two-time NXT um, in champion, so you see as it now and earning on to and that big and that and that big and that and big and that fridge it obviously it's a shop but so it type on in and after or as he would be them on to to uh, defeat death um or she kept um um or she kept um eating at the championship and obviously obviously she it's involved here but she lost but she lost to Tatum the championship and yet to be honest the S is a um to be honest this is still a smart move as it gives to a bit of sympathy and it now shows as he as kind of warm actor as heel so it puts or he on as he and it kind of of it's horrible and obviously that ends the show and they also get and you also get Sean save Elsie Jackson or right for the ends of championship but you get that I mean you get that at height but you just perform them enough and I mean I'm gonna get after us and out of and a couple of it's a dialogue and the room was I thought is a bit confusing but other than that I enjoyed the shows on 9 out of 10 um it's on 9 out of 10 and enjoy oh oh and I had I had I had I had I had lunch in the night and yeah uh, and then yeah free it just Oreo and just up and I you enjoyed I really enjoyed the as o and yeah, ink and or I know CEO Eris MOC of Eris and